All right, this is what's up. Uh, just want to make sure we running tape. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking to you about categories, genres, and things of that nature. As artists, writers are artists. Beautiful way to describe us, because writing is an art. You have to create ideas. You have to touch them up. You have to work at it. Sometimes we don't think of writing as an art like painting or dancing or singing or just music in general, but writing is an art. It's just like sculpting. You're working at it till you get it right. At least you should be. If you can just write without, there's freestyle rap, so that's still an art. So even if you was just write what came to your mind and never go back and edit it, it still would be like freestyle writing. I can imagine how that would be. But understanding the categories of writing, literature, film, genre, and comic books was still sort of similar categories. They have types of comic books, and they still use like horror, but in comic books is really just knowing the types of comic books. Anyway, I think they're important. Again, unless you're writing for yourself, it doesn't really matter anything about marketing. You're good to go. But if the moment you start writing commercially, writing for people to buy your stuff, writing for other people's entertainment, you have to give them something. And giving them a book description, giving them a hot title, that's just the beginning of it. But understanding there's layers to marketing, and that is categories, and multiple categories. But understand, if you're in a particular category, the readers of that category want that category, that type of story that fits that category, or the viewers. You can say, oh, it's a horror comedy. As long as you let them know, like Shaun of the Dead, it was a little scary at points. I don't even know if it was, but maybe people are gored out by the gore, so they did have some gore in there. But it was a comedy with a little horror that blended well. But other things, you have to be specific with your genre. I like to say, stay in your lane. How does that help you? Why is that important? A lot of artists, not necessarily writers, but some independent writers, they tried to put me in this category. They tried to have me write romance. Well, understand, romance is 70% of book market sales. Romance. I'm not the 50 Shades of Grey stuff only, but, Laurel K. Hamilton, these writers that are writing horror, a lot of them, they're female writers, appeal to a female audience. Charlaine Harris, who wrote the vampire series that led to True Blood, again, those were different from, underworld type stories. So, you have to understand the genre, because in book, it is crucial. I met an independent writer, and I can't remember his name. When I post this, I'll put it up. But he had 3 series, 8 books each. I can't tell you one of the titles, but they're all selling, and that's who is a big influence on me as a independent writer. He was telling me that why his books sell so well is because he writes for the genre, and he gets those readers, and he understands what the readers of that genre are on. He wrote military sci-fi. Those were some of the genres that his series is in, and military sci-fi is almost like The Expanse. If you ever watch the book series Leviathan Wakes, The Expanse, it is somewhat Star Wars, but Star Wars in the military sci-fi is not about the war as much as it's about the Jedi. and the politics between the different armies is not really built up. But think of Starship Troopers, and more so Starship Troopers the book. Now, interesting things do happen when you go from book to movie or movie to book. Sometimes genres don't translate, and you think, hey, I'm writing one type of story, but in this particular medium, it's another genre or category. Some people feel that being in a category is like being in a box, and I'd like to just say I don't think so. I think categories and genres are excellent tools for marketing. The rules are fine because people want to read certain things and they want to watch certain things. They're in the mood for a certain thing, so that's what they want to get. Just otherwise you'll have to wait on reviews, and then people will still categorize it. Whether you tell them or the film distribution company tells them, or the publishing company tells them, was a comic book or a physical book, somebody's going to tell them before they see it, because they're going to say, okay, what is this movie? It's called Thursday. What the hell is Thursday about? Thursday is about what? Thursday is a horror. Thursday is a thriller. Thursday is a crime drama. Thursday is a military sci-fi. Thursday is a sci-fi space story. It's a fantasy. Okay, now I know. It's a love story. It's a porn. It's soft porn. All of those are categories. All of those are genres. It's a superhero story. It's a graphic novel. Whatever it is, I need to know what the heck Thursday is. So all of those things are important in terms of understanding genres. One of the things that really always caught me off guard when I first stepped into calling myself black sci-fi writer was, the heck is black sci-fi? I was like, okay, I'm a black sci-fi writer. When I stepped into it, a lot of the people that were writing black sci-fi stories were writing about African empires going to war. And I was like, well, where is the science fiction? I respect all that, but it felt like fantasy. And in the stories, they didn't necessarily have the biggest monsters. They didn't have unimaginable characters. It felt like, I'm just writing about a black warrior. And I was like, wow. So I understand that black sci-fi is this is genre, but there's same subcategories to black sci-fi. So what I decided to do was, I was like, well, there's no dedicated black zombie stories. So I wrote Rashida the Zombie Killer. I said, we haven't written into the post-apocalypse. We need people there. That's a beautiful genre. That's Mad Max. That's Borderlands, the video game. Concrete Park by Erica Alexander and Tony Payette. That's post-apocalypse. Even Walking Dead, that's post-apocalypse. I love the post-apocalypse. So I wrote Harlem Shake, and Harlem Shake serves as two purposes, because I was like, if I throw these people in the post-apocalypse, they're going to be disconnected like some of the people were with Book of Eli, with Denzel. And it was like, how do you just end up like that? How did that happen? It's the Planet of the Apes. How did that happen? And I was like, dang, let me show them how it happened. So I said, it's a beautiful story. So I came up with Harlem Shake, a disaster earthquake that leads to the post-apocalypse. So now the series that I'm writing is in the post-apocalypse. It's a mixture of everything. It is Walking Dead. I will have some zombies in there. It is Mad Max. It is just a wasteland. It is the Book of Eli. It is that. So then I said, we need some space stories, and not just visiting aliens from space, but black people living in space. So I wrote Welcome to Boss Lady's Planet, and my pitch was straight up. Most urban writers give boss ladies a nail salon or a strip club, and my boss lady gets a whole planet. That's like powerful, liberating. Now I just read that the superhero Black Panther has a whole planet that he found in a solar system, and he's relocated Wakandans out to space in the post Infinity Wars storyline after they take down Thanos. These are the things that he finds traveling the cosmos. What else? Oh, well, going back to something I said earlier, and then I'm going to wrap up because hopefully you got my point. And I try not to go too long, 10, 15 minutes, I'm good. Is take my book, Gold Digger Killer. In book, it is a urban fiction, street lit, right? Urban lit, what the heck, whatever you want to call it. Drug dealer, crime, violence story. But in film, it became cops and robbers, it became a thriller, it became action drama. All of those are different wordings for similar categories. But like I said, sometimes, use these categories, break it down. Horror is a beautiful category, but you got to understand your book has to scare people. It's a horror story. Now if you switch it up and blend genres, you have horror, romance. Romance can kind of be in all stories. Mystery. That's a big category that can kind of is in every story. Every story is sort of a mystery in a sense, but true mysteries are who killed them, what happened. The story is really built around the question. And if you do have any questions about genres, understand it is crucial, vitally important in the selling of your book. If you don't want people to buy it and you're just giving it away or not, or is it a journal that you're just putting in the shelf, then don't worry about coming up, with a genre. But I think of the genre at the time that I'm writing the story, because I gotta write to that particular genre. I don't come out and finish a book and say, hey, it's this genre. No, I know I'm writing a zombie story from the time I thought of the story. I know I'm writing post-apocalypse. I know I'm writing space, which is a little military, but it's going to be like this. So, guys, my advice is stay in your lane, know your categories, use your categories, and study the categories. If you want to write this, I'm writing a pirate story, but you better believe that I picked up a bunch of pirate novels and started checking those out just to see what the genre is like. They're not really going to change my story so much, but it's going to guide me on how I tell the story. So respect the genre, stay in your lane, and do your thing. All right, talk to you later. I'm out.